ever seen any Tucker that had anything other than is it 16 gauge frame?
No. No.
So this project is the only car you've seen with
This is the only Tucker that I am aware of that had a heavy-duty chassis compared to all of the other Tuckers that I've examined throughout the United States in 20-some years.
Okay. Do you have anything else that's coming to mind right now about this project that you think it would be important for people out there to know?
Well, I think it's important for people out there to know the historical significance of this car, simply because it does exist. You know, it's not completed. I've tried my best, you know, to do what I have done, and I really would like, you know, any type of committee that they want to put together to come and examine the car. And why the certain people are saying what they are saying, to me they're jealous. For instance, you have one fellow there, is John, down in Nebo, Illinois, who supposedly was in partnership with John that was going to buy the car, couldn't come up with the funds. John in Nebo, Illinois was supposed to run the restoration shop to work on this car, and he was invited up many, many times to examine the car and never did so. He's never seen the car, he's never examined the car, and yet he knows everything that there is to know about a Tucker car. And this is probably true about a lot of the members in the Tucker Club. They probably never owned a Tucker or worked on them, but yet they seem to have all the answers. And for the life of me, I don't understand why don't they come and look at the car? You know.
Absolutely. Now, Tucker number 52, that's a test chassis, is that correct?
Correct. Yeah, that's down in Roscoe, Illinois.
Okay.
Number 52 was sold at an auction in Michigan. It was owned by Dick Cohen, and that car actually had billing on the car at the auction that it was the long-lost convertible, and it was a four-door test chassis, and it was purchased by Left-Hander Chassis in Roscoe, Illinois.
So that could be another source of controversy, I guess you could say,
Yeah.
for a lot of people out there. Is that
Yeah. Where I think where a lot of people are getting this project, number 57 convertible, mixed up is the fiberglass project that was put together by George Etch, where there was a large article in Old Cars Weekly of drawings of a two-door convertible, and then later on the fiberglass components from the movie bolted onto this Corvair, which was made into a two-door convertible. There's a lot of confusion there between the two cars.
And what was your involvement in the Tucker movie that was...
Well, I worked on the script. They sent me a very early script. I had to read it and put everything in perspective. And they had it a little mixed up. And anything that I made notes to, I had to show them documents as to what actually happened, what took place, and so on. Some of the engine parts, most of the engine parts that you see in the movie were mine, and some sheet metal, a lot of photographs, documents, and so on.
Okay.
And originally, when they approached us in Las Vegas to do the movie, we were given the chance to be in the movie, either walking down the sidewalk or driving a car, being in a courthouse scene or whatever. And then later on, this was all cut out of the movie. And if you read the credits at the end of the movie, it just says special thanks to the member of the Tucker Automobile Club. That's what we That's what we got.
Did they ever pay you?
Oh yeah, yeah. They paid good. Yeah.
And I think you still have some.
I got some copies of the original checks, and you got some, I think, in your. Yeah.
Yeah, I know I've seen an envelope from Lucas.
Yeah, right there.
I think we already talked about this briefly. The front clip from number 18. Did that come from Ezra?
No, the front clip, or the front half of number 18 that I purchased from Les Schaefer, Steelton, Pennsylvania. The two front fenders, there was no hood and bumper, were taken off of the front clip when it was there, and Stan Gillihan of Wellington, Kansas, put that into his convertible project as he was stating it. And when he sold the project to Dick Cohen, those two front fenders and bumper and so on, went along. I had the frame, the half of the frame from where the front passenger seat would be forward. I had that. I had the cowl and the front suspension, and purchasing that gave me the steering column, the clutch pedal, brake pedal, and all the mechanics underneath, and the upper front suspension, not the lower, and some other small parts and pieces.
Okay. And did you have much contact with Ezra?
Well, I went down to interview Israel. He had passed away. I interviewed his mother and his son, and they told me that basically what I already had known, and the parts and pieces that he acquired, the cars he finished, what he sold, and then later on sold the remainder of the parts and pieces to Dewey Bloomquist, and then it went to Wayne McKinley.
Okay. Where was the frame itself, the thicker and reinforced frame put together?
Well, it was engineered at the Tucker factory.
Okay.
Went into the experimental department, and they started building the two-door convertible off of that.
Okay. So it's not your opinion that they made the frame somewhere else, brought it into the factory, and then...
No. No, it was made in the engineering department. According to Robert McLellan, he watched them build it.
So again, the Trailsman project was never...
It was just a sketch.
Just a sketch.
It was just drawings. It wasn't a physical, hands-on project.
All right. Well, again, my name is Justin Cole, if I didn't say it earlier, and I'm one of the owners of Benchmark Classic.